guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, Glam By Sam. If you're new here, don't forget to click subscribe if you want new beauty videos every week. I upload on Tuesday, Thursdays and Sundays, and lately I've been also uploading bonus videos. And if you are already a subscriber, then of course, hi, welcome back. So glad you're watching again. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite eyeshadow palettes. I actually uploaded my eyeshadow palettes collection last week and I loved doing that video because eyeshadow palettes are easily my favorite part about makeup. I like buying them, I like collecting them, I like using them, and I have quite a bit of eyeshadow palettes in my collection ranging from drugstore to luxury. So I will link that video in the info card right now and also in the description box in case you're interested in watching that video. But today's video is going to be about my 10 favorite eyeshadow palettes from my collection. So I think without further ado, if you want to see which eyeshadow palettes are currently my favorites, then please keep watching. Now I have decided that for this video I'm not going to rank them in a specific order. I'm just going to show you my top 10 for my collection, and then I actually want to do a ranking my eyeshadow palette collection sometime soon. But I already did a ranking all the makeup I tried in 2021 video, and I don't just want to do all ranking videos, so I'll save that video idea for a later day. So today we're just going to be talking about my top 10 in no specific order. So the first palette I want to show you that is currently one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes is this one from Rare Beauty. And I also talked about this in my eyeshadow palette collection. This is such a lovely little palette. So this is what the palette looks like. It's always hard to show these palettes with the mirror because my room is really messy and I don't want you guys to see my messy room in the mirror of my eyeshadow palette. But this just has 6 different eyeshadows and then 1 pressed glitter. Now I don't use pressed glitter if you've been watching my channel. You probably know I have some Colourpop palettes with pressed glitter, but I don't really use them because they're not considered eye safe. And I don't want to risk something happening to my eye because of them. So I don't use the Colourpop pressed glitter, and I'm not sure if this one is considered eye safe, so I'm just not using them. I thought no pressed glitter was actually eye safe, so that's just a personal decision. But the rest of these 6 shades in here are really beautiful. So there's 3 metallics and then 3 different mattes. Now I was kind of surprised by the color story of this palette because there's a couple of warm tones and then there's like a really more cool toned purple. And this is like more of a duochrome. I don't know if you're able to see it, but it can shift from pink to green, sort of. So that is a really cool shade. But the reason I love this palette so much is not necessarily because of the color story, but more how easily it works. And the colors look really pretty together. I really love this orange shade and then also this warm brown, but I also really like the purple. And this is just such an easy palette to work with. So I think if you're a beginner with eyeshadow palettes or you're looking for a palette just to wear to work every day and something that's just easy to use and hard to mess up your look, then I definitely recommend this palette because it's so easy. The colors aren't crazily pigmented, so if you want a super pigmented look, then this is not going to be the palette for you. But if you want a soft everyday look, then I think you will really enjoy this, and I've never messed up my eyeshadow look when I use this palette. So that is the Rare Beauty Discovery eyeshadow palette. The second palette I want to talk about is the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette, and I'm not sure if this palette is available anymore, but I did want to mention it, and I think some places are still selling this on sale. So this released for the holidays of 2020, and Too Faced always releases holiday palettes in this tint packaging, and I usually really love the formula. So this is what the color story looks like. I've mentioned this in the Perfect Makeup tag that I did a couple videos ago, and this is just a beautiful color story. You have some warm tones, you have your pinks, you have purples, and then you also have your pastel colors. And I always love every look that I create with this palette. I actually, now that I'm looking at this, really want to do a look with these 4 shades. I think that would be really pretty. So that is the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. But the third one I want to show you is from Charlotte Tilbury, and I have mentioned this a few times on my channel already, and that is the Pillow Talk Instant Eye palette. I have seen this on sale for the past weeks on a lot of places. I know I saw someone post that it was only like 18 pounds at TK Maxx, and I was like, how is this 18 pounds? Like, that's crazy, but it sold out really fast. I bought this when it was 25% off sometime, and this is a really pretty palette. Now the color story is mainly only pinks, and then there are a few more warm tone browns. I also feel like the shades pull a little warmer than you might think from looking at them in the pan, but this palette is truly beautiful. Especially if you like the entire Pillow Talk shade, then this is a beautiful palette because this is a pink warm toned eyeshadow palette, sort of like rose gold vibes, and it is so beautiful. I actually didn't like it as much as first because the colors looked a lot warmer on the eye than I thought they were going to be, but now I'm used to them and I just love reaching for these palettes. The shades are so smooth and buttery and they blend so nicely, so I really enjoy this palette. And if you can get this on sale, that is like an amazing deal, but I really hope she's not discontinuing this because it would be too beautiful to discontinue. Palette number 4 I want to talk about is also from Charlotte Tilbury, so I'll mention this right now. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Fire Rose palette. If you watch my videos, you have probably heard me talk about this a million times. It is just so beautiful and I'm so happy that they restocked this because otherwise I would have missed out on it. I didn't pick it up when it originally launched and then it restocked in March, I believe, and I decided to pick it up even though it was still expensive. But I've been getting so much more into the Charlotte Tilbury quads and they're just so beautiful, so I knew I had to buy this one too because everyone was talking about how good this was, and look at these shades. This is truly beautiful. I can't wait to wear this around the fall and winter time. I feel like this color story is so perfect for that time of the year, so I just love this matte shade. It's so easy to blend with. This is one of her super pop shades, so it's even more impressive than her normal pop shades. And then this is a beautiful rose gold. This is definitely my favorite Charlotte Tilbury palette from my collection. I even prefer it over the big Pillow Talk one I just showed you. Even though this only has 4 shades, it is an amazing palette. So if she restocks this, then you should definitely try to get your hands on it because it is beautiful. Palette number 5 I want to mention is the Sigma Beauty Ambiance palette. Now, I mentioned that Sigma Beauty gifted this to me along with the Corda Rosa that I have right here, and I tried this for the first time today and I love how the look turns out. I think this is beautiful, so I think at the end of the year this is going to be at my favorite palettes too, but I feel like I cannot mention it right now because I've only used it one time. But this is the Sigma Beauty Ambiance palette. I haven't tried this one too much either, but I really enjoyed it every time that I created a look with this. I think this is a gorgeous color story, and why I love this palette so much is that you can just not go wrong with this color story. It's so easy to create a look with and the shades are so easy to blend. They're perfect for every day, and I feel like everyone who's looking for a neutral palette like this will enjoy this one because the quality is really good. I really enjoy the Sigma Beauty quality, and I'm actually on their affiliate program, so if you're planning on picking up something from Sigma, you can use my code GlamBySam10 and it will save you 10% off your order. But that is not the reason I'm mentioning this. It is because I truly love this palette and I think it's so good. When this released, I immediately knew I wanted to buy it, but then they sent it to me, so that was even better. But this is just beautiful, and look at the packaging. So that is the Sigma Beauty Ambiance palette. Next, I want to mention a palette from Colourpop, and that is one you've probably also heard me talk about a million times already on my channel, and that is Blush Crush. Now, I received Blush Crush as a gift from my boyfriend last year, and to be honest, I don't know why I never bought this myself because this is so beautiful. When I received this, I was like, how could I not notice this on the Colourpop website? It is so beautiful. There's a couple of mattes with shimmers in there, which I personally really like those shades. I think they're really pretty. So these bottom 2 ones are really gorgeous. This is a gorgeous sort of like duochrome peachy pink, and then this is, I think, a Super Shock shadow. Truly beautiful. This palette is amazing. If you want a nice pink palette that's perfect for every day, you can create different types of look with this, then I highly recommend this one. So that is the Blush Crush palette. Then another palette in my current top 10 of favorite eyeshadow palettes is the Colourpop Elsa palette from the Frozen 2 collection. I didn't know I was going to like this palette when I saw it, so I didn't get it, and then I got it as a gift. But this is a beautiful palette. I was like, I'm never going to use that blue, and I'm not gonna lie, I've never used that blue, but you don't need this blue for this palette. This is truly a beautiful palette without the blue. So if you're not into blues like me, you don't really use them, then you can still get this palette because it's still beautiful. There is a pressed glitter, like I said, I don't use it, but the other shades are so gorgeous. This shade called Fire is perfect for in the crease. And this Northern Light shade is so beautiful on the lid. I feel like this is one of Colourpop's most beautiful shimmers. These two are really pretty. They're technically marked as not safe for the eyes, but I think that's because of the pigment. Sometimes like darker pigments are not eye safe because they can stain your eyes, but I've personally never had issues with this, so that is a personal decision you have to make. But for me, I use this palette, it always works well, and I really enjoy the looks that I create with this. I just love Disney, so I like this palette even more. It's so cute, and I think it's still available on the website. So that is the Frozen 2 Elsa palette. Then another palette you've heard me talk about too much on my channel already is the Natasha Denona Love palette. This is what it looks like. I feel like this is more of an intense version of Blush Crush with some darker pinks, some reds, and there's also some purples in here. So every time I've used this palette, I sort of did the same look, so that's a little bit boring. I should really like experiment a bit more with these purples, and I really look forward to doing that. So this is a beautiful, beautiful palette, and if you want a nice Natasha Denona palette, then I think you will really enjoy this one. I also got the bronze palette in the mail last week that I bought for 50% off, so I might do a review on that too. Let me know if you want to see that. This was like my first MIDI Natasha Denona palette, and I was not let down by the quality. And then if I counted correctly, I have two more palettes to show you. So the second to last one I want to show you is from KKW Beauty, and this is the Classic One eyeshadow palette. Now KKW Beauty is rebranding. I think at the 1st of August they will stop selling their current products, and maybe you can get something on sale. I know she sold the like Makeup by Mario palette with her for like $6, and I had it in my basket and then it sold out, so that was sad, but maybe she will do more palettes on sale. And then I highly recommend picking up the Classic One palette because look how beautiful this is. This is such a beautiful palette for every day. I feel like the shades are really easy to work with. I personally really enjoy the formula. There's a really buttery shimmer right there, and then this one is also beautiful. But then these mattes are kind of like the ones in the Rare Beauty palette. They're super easy to work with, super hard to mess up in my opinion, and every time I create a look with this, it just looks beautiful. Now that she's rebranding, I'm not sure if she will bring this palette back or maybe bring like a different variety on this, so I'm curious about that, but I really wanted to mention this because it is a palette that I tend to use a lot. And then the last palette that is part of my current favorite eyeshadow palettes is the Urban Decay Naked Honey. I've mentioned this a few times on my channel as well in the last few weeks because I actually picked this up for only 22 euros. It was on sale, so a great deal. And I've always wanted this palette when it released, but I just couldn't really justify the price, so I waited until I could get this on sale. And this is a gorgeous yellow, golden, warm-toned palette in my collection. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. I always love how it turns out, and I really get excited using this. Okay guys, and this was it for my top 10 favorite eyeshadow palettes. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this and find it interesting. I would love to hear what your favorite eyeshadow palettes are in your collection, and maybe if you're planning on picking up something from my top 10 too. I did also want to say that if you did enjoy this video, then I would absolutely love it if you gave it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. All of these things would help me so much with my channel, and I'd really appreciate it. But with that said, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you have an amazing day, and I really hope to see you on my next video. Bye!